Good day, my name is Rachi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do Cashbook transactions allocations on Sage 1 accounting. Cashbook transactions are banking transactions basically. Those are transactions from the bank statement and they can either be payments or receipts. And when you are requested to do the allocations, it means those transactions will already be in Sage 1 accounting package. They will already have been processed. And all you need to do is simply to allocate. An instruction to allocate will normally look something like this. These are the transactions in the cash book, and the manager has already highlighted for me in yellow. All these items highlighted in yellow are the updates or allocation updates that I need to do in the system. I will not worry about the items that are not highlighted. It means those ones, there are no changes needed on those particular transactions. Now let me show you how you would actually do those allocations in Sage 1 accounting. I've already logged into the company that I'm supposed to do the allocations in. Always make sure that you are logged into the correct company. If the company reflected here is not correct, you can always navigate to the correct company over there. But I'm happy that this is the right company. To access the cash books, you will go to banking. On this top menu here, you will find banking. Then you go to transactions and sub menu banking. Click on that and it will take you to the banking module. When you get to the banking module, you will need to select the bank account that you want to do the allocations for. So always make sure that you are allocating in the correct bank account. Otherwise, you'll either do wrong allocations or you will not find the transactions that you're supposed to allocate. Now, I've been delegated to allocate in the FNB account, so I'll select that account. And when I select it, it will show me the transactions. And as I can see there already, there are some unallocated transactions. Now, I need to make sure that I allocate the correct transactions. So I'll refer back to the instruction. And I will need to then identify these transactions in the system. And this first allocation has got two parts. First, there's type, which I must change to customer. Then under selection, I must select Molakuru Inc. So let's go into the system and do this allocation. The amount is 38283. Format that. Go back to the system and identify the transaction. There is the amount and there is the date. I'm happy that this is the transaction. I've been asked to change the account, to change the type from account to customer, and the selection to Molakuru Inc. And that is the allocation I will do for that particular transaction. Moving on to the next transaction I need to allocate. It's dated the 30th of June and it's for an amount of 80 Rand. So here I have to update the selection to bank charges and the VAT type I must update to standard rate. That means we'll be claiming VAT on that bank charges transaction. And to do that, I must identify this transaction in the system. So I will go to the system. 30th of June. So as you can see here, there are page numbers, which means from this page there is more transactions after that. So I'll go to page 2 and then looking for the 30th of June. There is the transaction that I'm looking for, 80 Rand on the 30th of June. I need to change here to bank charges. Now I can scroll here till I find bank charges, or I can simply type BANK and then it filters the list, and I can then click on bank charges. And as soon as I click on bank charges, it has already updated the VAT type. If not, I was going to just simply select it manually there. So sometimes it will update it, sometimes it won't, depending on what the default VAT type is for that particular allocation. So please always make sure that in the end, what is reflected there is what the manager has instructed. So if the manager had said bank charges, no VAT, when I select bank charges and it says standard rate, I will change back to no VAT as instructed by the manager. Second transaction allocation done, and then I'll move on to the third one. The third transaction is dated the 13th of July, and I'm required to update the type to supplier and the selection to Bandile CC. The amount is 1,350. Let's find the transaction in the system. So this seems to be the transaction. There we go, 13th of July, 1,350. This one I must change here to supplier and the name to Bandile CC. That allocation is done. Moving on. Next transaction, dated 30th of July, I must allocate to bank charges, and the amount is 80 Rand. I must change here to bank charges. I'm going to type bank and select. That allocation is done. Next allocation, 30th of July also, 11 Rand 68. Please take note, the standard rate VAT type, the system has automatically done that. I haven't had to manually update it. So 11 Rand 68, 30th of July. I must change this to bank charges. Again, I'll type bank charges, and as you can see, the VAT type is already updated, so I won't need to update that manually. Now I'm done with all the transactions that I was instructed to update or to allocate. Having done that, very important is that I need to save my changes. If I navigate away from this screen without saving, it means that all the work I've done is going to be lost. So important to save changes, and that will save all the allocations that I did. And that's how you will do the Cashbook transactions allocations on Sage 1 Accounting. Thank you.